Hey guys, ECW fan, the collector here, and it's time to show the latest video game pickups. Yes, these pickups came from thrift shops and pawn shops mostly, and one I actually ordered from a place up in Canada called Video Games Plus. I believe that's called VGP. I saw it online, and I was looking for a game, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and make an order there. They look interesting. They look very interesting, and so I picked up 11 total games from the end of December, like the last week of December into here February. Here's the end of February. So I can't believe it's not GameStop coming in a couple weeks. You'll see it around March, around as spring is nearing, because I shot it over the winter time. And I've picked up some good stuff there so far. I mean, I'm going to have another week, maybe two, possibly to possibly shoot again and see if there's anything else I could find. They've closed one of our GameStops in our area, so now we're down to one. It's kind of sad. We went from 3 to 2 to 1, and it's kind of sad that that's happening in our area. So it happens. I wish GameStop. Cheap Thrills could really pick up the slack now, because video game stores is pretty much not here right now. So. But you're here for the games, right? You're here for the, I think, 11 total games I picked up. So let's go ahead and start this off. Now, over the last few weeks, I've been going into Cheap Thrills and going through their Nintendo collection that they picked up, and they've really moved a lot of Nintendo games. I mean, that shelf used to be stacked. I mean, there used to be 3 or 4 extra boxes, and Sean keeps stocking them into the thing. And one of the ones I picked up, because I like to find some cheap Nintendo, is Airwolf. This is based on the TV series from back in the mid-80s. There was a TV series called Airwolf. Don't know how good it was. It's just, it's what it was. And I don't know how good this game is, but I found it for cheap in there, and I went, okay, go ahead and pick it up. Pick it up. Do the deal. Do the deal on this thing. Another game I found, and I must have pulled the price tag off by accident there, sorry. I found Double Dragon 2, The Revenge. And I used to own this game, and I let somebody borrow it years and years ago as a kid. That's the problem with, you forget, as time passes, you forget who you let borrow video games. I used to own Doom 32 on the 32X. No idea who I let borrow it. No idea where it's at. It's been so long, I can't remember, but here's Double Dragon 2. And they actually have Double Dragon and Double Dragon 3, I believe. And I would like to get all the Double Dragons, because they're fun. They're fun beat 'em up games where you're just going around kicking ass. And it's kind of fun to see for that. That's all Nintendo. Now let's go ahead and get to the Xbox One. The Xbox One. Okay. I'm going to see what I got here. I got 3 Xbox One games, actually. And that's pretty much a big thing for me, because I don't really collect much Xbox One games, but I was finding them at pawn shops. And in one pawn shop in particular in town, I found X and X2. Actually, let's see. Yeah, there's both discs right here. I had to make sure, they basically, there's all this extra stuff. X1, and I gotta get the game guide. I gotta get, all this stuff was together, these things. But he marked this down for me for cheap, because they were trying to get rid of it. There's the sticker thing. But yeah, this was Mega Man X and Mega Man X2 for Legacy Collections. Part 1 and Part 2 Legacy Collections. This was a nice little pickup. Yeah. And I was happy to find these. I think I have the Legacy Collections on the PlayStation 4, I believe. Don't hold me to it. I believe I've got those. But yeah, this was a nice little pickup at a pawn shop. So now at another pawn shop, and that guy, he's always cut me deals, man. And I walked in there and I couldn't believe what he priced these for. I think he's just trying to get rid of them, get them out of the shop. Okay, I should have filmed, because I know people ain't gonna believe this. And when you see what I picked up at GameStop when I ordered, I still can't believe it. When I filmed it, I'm like, I'm still can't believe it. And I've already edited some of the video, and I'm like, oh man, that's unbelievable. This was really spectacular. Okay, so he charged me for some movies, and I think 2 movies in these 2 games. And I think it was like $2 a piece for each one. I picked up Final Fantasy Strangers in Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin on the Xbox, and you can play this on the Xbox Series X too. So that was kind of cool to pick that up. I was like, damn, that's for $2, you know. It was like two and a half, you know, in there. And it was like, that's how much he averaged. And then I picked up Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion. And I own this. This is probably the cheapest copy I own of this. Because I paid, when it came out brand new, I paid for it brand new on the PlayStation 4, I believe. So, that's unique. That's pretty unique. But yeah, I was so shocked at this. I was like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get that for the Xbox One. Yeah, I wish I filmed it. I should have filmed it. I usually do, but I was like, well, I don't need to film my solo missions. I've already got one from, you know, I don't like to film too many solo missions back to back. I like to I like to shake up I don't like to do too much of the same thing. Like do 20 solo missions in a row and show it. That's just me. We're getting to the nitty gritty now. We're getting to the PlayStation stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and show the PlayStation 3s off. And one of these has a fun story. But for now, I'm going to show you this Steelbook I picked up. It's Assassin's Creed 3 Steelbook. I've got Assassin's 3... I've got Assassin's 3 on the a collection of the PlayStation 3, but this was really nice. And the old receipt I picked up this out of the pawn shop. I'm trying to find out whose exactly this was. Okay, there's the GameStop receipt. Let's see. This is very unique. It's I'm checking. The receipt is so old that the writing is off of it. That's how old this receipt is. It's very unique, but you're like trying to go through history and find out. God, it is so freaking old. Yeah, it's down. You know, you can't make out the receipt. So, yeah, you would have to take one of those magic pens and wipe over it. But yeah, whoever had this one, yeah, I guess they bought this when it first came out. I'll keep, you know, I think it's kind of cool to have the GameStop receipt in there. But yeah, it's kind of cool to own the Steelbook. You know, I didn't really need the Assassin's 3 game, and I saw it in the pawn shop. I mean, he sold it to me for cheap, you know. I think it was John who sold it. And I wanted the Steelbook, you know. I thought the Steelbook was kind of cool, man. Look at that. This looks kind of cool to have. Now let's get on to the other PlayStation 3. Now, about the first of the year, I was in a Cheap Thrills, and I was picking up a movie that Sean had put back for me. And I said, hey, is that one of mine? About, you know, another, I thought that was a game, you know. He said, no, somebody else had pulled this game. But he said, they haven't come back to get it in like 2 weeks. And I said, what is it? And he said, it's Deception 4 Blood Ties. And I was like, okay. And I love RPGs. Eddie already knows this. I love RPGs. I collect them like wine and water. You know, I'm a wino when it comes to RPGs. I've got to pick them up. I just like them. You know, I just love stories. I love stories. I like playing stories more than I do anything. So, and that's the Final Fantasy VII theme you can hear in the background to show you that. So anyway, I told him, I said, look, if that guy don't come back in a week, can I get it? And so I was like, yeah, you can come back and get it. So I went ahead and when I come back in a week, it's like, did he get it? He's like, no, it's still here. So he went ahead and sold it to me, which I can't complain. You know, embrace your dark side. I like that. I like RPGs, Eddie. That's just me. I don't know what the heck that is, but yeah, it's kind of cool. That's the new Final Fantasy VII thing, one of the new themes I'm playing. So, okay, I got 4 games left. 4 games, and I'm gonna go ahead and show this one now. This is a Ghostbusters game from Activision, and I don't know if this is the 2016 version or not of this game. I don't know. There was a Ghostbusters game they put out in 2016 that legit sucked. It was so bad. Sony themselves, Sony had the rare feat of putting out a horrible a movie that didn't do good. They basically didn't do well with it, with the Ghostbusters movie, Answer the Call. So then they put out this Ghostbusters game, which made the studio that made it, the developer, go down right after they released it. And they were trying to give tickets away in the game so people could go see the movie. That didn't work because nobody wanted to play the game, and nobody definitely did not want to go see that movie. And here was this one. This was the Ghostbusters game. I think this one came out in the early 2020s, and everybody and their mother was like, just remaster the last game. It's all you've got to do, and add stuff to it. You could actually build off that game. That game was really good. And finally Sony's like, maybe they're right. But anyway, I think this is the game before it. And I think it's the UK version, because I've never seen a PG rating on a game in America. Parental guidance recommended. I think this is the UK version of it. That's what I believe. But anyway, I'm glad to have it. I like Ghostbusters, even though it might suck. So we're down to 3. The final 3. The final countdown. Anyhow, in Cheap Thrills, I picked up this brand new, never been opened, Mortal Kombat X. I have Mortal Kombat 11, but it's kind of cool to get Mortal Kombat that's never been opened. And it was cheap enough, Who's next? Oh, yes. This looked good. So I went ahead and got it. I play some of the Mortal Kombat games. I suck at fighting games, but I try them. I'm a try. Now, another game I picked up from Cheap Thrills, and I was shocked that they had this, and because I had looked for it in GameStop, and somebody had actually sold it, but somebody had brought it in for that with that collect. I guess people was bringing in more games. It might be some people the same collection. So anyhow, this game got really controversial at the time, and I think a Russian studio done this game. It is called Atomic Heart. And I picked it up, and me and Sean talked about it. And he said, yeah, I heard about this game. And I believe this is a Russian studio done this game. I've never played it. I was like, I've heard this game is controversial. And I think GameStop had it, and then he sold out of it. And I'm like, I'd like to play that. I'd like to get it. If I could find the games that's hard to find, at a good price, I'll get them. And this was one of them. And it was at a good price. Sean, Cheap Thrills didn't really charge an arm and a leg. They've been good on their games. They're very reasonable. That's one of the reasons why I buy games from them. And now this one, I had to order. And back in December, this is around late January that I got this game, because I had ordered this game. I think it was in early January. And it was from Video Games Plus. So I had heard Square Enix, I always call them Squaresoft, Square had put out this game that from the Final Fantasy composer and writer. I believe it was one of their last games it was going to put out, and it was an RPG, and it harkened back to the old style Final Fantasy. So it's like you're speaking my language. You're saying RPG, and guys behind Final Fantasy. So I saw the gameplay of it, and I was like, I got to get this game. It was Phantasm Neo Dimension. So I was wanting the North American version, and I was noticing that this game was selling out everywhere. GameStop didn't have it. I went 2 or 3 times on GameStop's site, didn't have it. I tried other sites, they didn't have it. So I was like, what is this Video Games Plus? So I pulled it up, and I was like, okay, this is a legit. I made sure to do my research. before I ordered. I said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and order from them. They have piqued my interest. You have piqued ECW fans' interest. So I went ahead and I was like, do they have this one? And they did. He had like 8 or 9 copies like this. I better go ahead and snatch on it. I better jump on this. And he had it at a great price too. So I went ahead and got it. I'm very interested. I can't wait to play it. You know, I'm just in awe of it. Because it does remind me of a Final Fantasy VII game with the way the cover is. It does remind me of it. So I'm really happy with that. But yeah, that's the pickups from like the last week of December all the way up into February. It's 11 or 12 games. Nothing other than that. I said there's a couple nice ones. A couple nice, good games there. So possibly 1 or 2 big ones, as they call it, the big ones. I'm kind of happy with this one though. You know, finding it. But yeah, I want to thank you for watching, and just keep on playing, folks. Till next time.